This pizza beer bread is what I'm going to show you how to make today. Just look at that beauty. I just took it out of the oven. The whole house smells heavenly and it looks delicious. So continue watching this video to learn how I made it. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, The Baking Diva. Coming to you from New Jersey, and the weather here has been crazy. 3 days ago it was 88 degrees and it was so hot and humid. Yesterday and today it's chilly in the 50s. I don't know, I think Mother Nature is having some kind of I don't know, what do you think, cameraman? A little breakdown or something?
No. Considering how old Mother Nature is, I would say it was a senior moment.
Oh, okay. Well, I hope she gets over it real soon. So anyway, being it's chilly here today, I thought it's a perfect day to make bread. But this is a special kind of bread. It's not just ordinary bread. It's pizza beer bread. Do you like pizza? Do you like beer? Well, we're making a fantastic pizza beer bread. And you know what? The best thing about this is you don't need any yeast. There's no kneading. Even the beginner bakers can make this and it will turn out great. So I think we should get started. What you're going to need is a loaf pan. I have a loaf pan here. It's about a 9 by 5 and I sprayed it with some cooking spray. Just lightly. I preheated my oven to 375 degrees. Now you're going to take a large bowl. And in this bowl, we're going to put 3 cups of all-purpose flour. Now this is very important. When you measure out your flour, don't use that like dip and scoop method of the flour. The bread will come out dry and dense. You want your flour to be a little bit more fluffy. So what I did is I spooned the flour out and I lightly put it into my cups. And I had 3 cups. You don't have to sift the flour, but if you want to, it's an extra step that'll make it a little bit more fluffy and it does make a difference on your bread. So I have 3 cups of all-purpose flour in this sifter and I'm going to just sift my flour. This is a great little sifter. Doesn't take all that long to do it, but I hope when I go to make this movie and edit it, I'm going to be able to fast forward this sifting so you don't have to sit here for a few minutes and watch me sift the flour. Right, cameraman?
Correct.
Okay. Sometimes I just put it in like a colander type sifter and just run my spoon around there. It actually comes out faster. This is going to take a few minutes. So you know what? I'll be right back after I get this flour sifted in the bowl. All right, the flour has all been sifted and now I'm going to add the rest of my dry ingredients to the bowl. So what we need is 2 tablespoons of granulated sugar. Okay. We need 1 tablespoon of baking powder. I'm leveling these off. Even though with the flour, I didn't do that scooping method, I still did level the flour off. So that's 1 tablespoon of baking powder. Now we need 1 teaspoon of salt. So you're putting all your dry ingredients in first. And you're putting a ½ teaspoon of garlic powder. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my whisk and I'm just going to whisk all the dry ingredients together. Now, as I mentioned earlier, We are going to use a bottle of beer in this recipe. Now, you know, while you're cooking, you know, you're baking the bread, the beer is going to burn off. However, if you don't want to put the beer in it, you can just use 12 ounces of seltzer water. But then, of course, you have to realize that it's going to alter the taste of the bread. So I just whisked all this together. Get it all incorporated. All right, next what I'm going to do is I'm going to add to this 1.5 cups of shredded mozzarella cheese, which I have pre-measured, and 1 cup of what I did is I purchased a bag of the mini pepperonis and I cut them in half. If you don't have the mini pepperonis, you can just get regular pepperoni, chop it up. So I'm adding 1 cup of the cut mini pepperonis to that. Now I'm just going to take a spoon and I'm just going to mix this until the cheese and the pepperoni is coated. This is really such an easy recipe to make. I mean, you're only using 1 bowl here, and it's delicious. As you'll see in the end, this bread can be used as an appetizer, or it can be used as a meal with a salad on the side. So, all right, I have the pepperoni and the cheese coated. Now comes the fun part. In the center, I'm going to make a little well in the center of this bowl. Cameraman, I don't know if you'll be able to see this at all. It's nothing out of the ordinary, but I just kind of dipped a little and I just made a little well in the center. You don't have to see it, that's okay. But we need a 12-ounce bottle of beer. This happens to be German beer that the cameraman had. I won't even attempt to tell you the name of it because I can't pronounce it, but we're going to pour the 12-ounce bottle of beer into the center of this, into the well. Whoa, it's all bubbling up there, if you could hear it. Woo.
I can smell it.
Can you smell it over there?
Woo!
Woo. This is like a brown beer, isn't it, cameraman?
Yes, Diva.
Okay, now we don't want to mix this vigorously. We just want to take a spoon and gently mix this and incorporate it. So we just want to get the beer mixed in. We don't want to like be doing it too roughly. We're just going to gently mix it until the beer and the dry mixture is all incorporated and wet. Wow, it smells good, and I don't even like beer. Have you ever tasted this beer, cameraman?
The actual beer, not that brand name, but German beer is very good. Very different than the American-made beers.
Yeah, didn't your son give you for Christmas a big set and it had all bottles of like beer from around the world or something?
Yeah, like the international collection.
Yeah, did this beer come from there?
Yes, it did.
All right, so I'm not going to mix this anymore because it all looks like it's fine to me. And what better way to make bread than not have to use yeast and not have to knead it and let it rise. This is so much easier. Okay, looks good to me. All right, now I melted 4 tablespoons of butter. I'm going to take my baking pan and I'm going to put 2 tablespoons of the melted butter on the bottom of the pan. I'm going to let it spread it evenly on the bottom. I already melted my butter. There we go. Okay. Just going to swirl that around in the bottom of the pan. Now I'm going to spoon my bread mixture into the pan. You see that? Mmm. It's got those nice chunks of pepperoni in it and that beer. Okay. Put this aside, and then I'm going to take my spatula and I'm just going to even out the top of this. Whoops. Just in case I want to mention it, any of you did not see my last video, what it was I had the pleasure of being at a local restaurant and making a dessert with the chef there. It was a lot of fun, and he was a good sport about it. So if you get a chance, I will post the video link at the end in case you want to watch it. So this is spread nicely on the top. And I just want to double check how long we are going to bake this. I think we're going to probably have to test it. Let me just double check to be sure. At 40 minutes, because you don't want to overbake this bread. Let me just double check my recipe. I don't want to tell you guys the wrong thing. And while I'm getting ready to put this in the oven, I celebrated not too long ago 400 subscribers, and thanks to all my new subscribers, I'm well on the way to 500 now. So thank you very much, because like I always say, I can't do this without all of you. If it wasn't for you, it would be me, myself, and I. I would be sitting here talking to the camera. So let me just check the baking time. I think it is 40 minutes. Oh, okay. Yes, it's 40 to 50 minutes. So I'm going to say check it after 40 minutes or until a toothpick inserted in the middle, comes out dry, or at least comes out with very few crumbs on it. What I'm going to do is the other 2 tablespoons of the melted butter, I'm going to top the dough with. Because remember I said we were melting 4 tablespoons? So I'm going to put 2 more tablespoons. I'm just going to spread it over the top of the bread. I'm also going to add to the top a little bit of Italian seasoning. And I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of Parmesan cheese over the top. So I have about a half a teaspoon of Italian seasoning. I'm not going to measure it, but it's a half a teaspoon. I'm just going to sprinkle some of that on the top. There we go. And then I'm going to put a little Parmesan cheese on there. I'm going to put it in the oven. I'm going to time it at 40 minutes. I don't know if you can see what it looks like at all before it's baked. Can you see that, cameraman?
Yes, Diva.
All right, so I'm going to get my Parmesan cheese, sprinkle it on top, pop it in the oven, and I'll be back in about 40 minutes to test it. And I'll be back shortly after it cools slightly to show you the best way to serve it. Bye. I'm back and I am so excited. I took the bread out of the oven. Oh, cameraman, what does the house smell like?
Hey, it smells like a pizzeria.
It does. It smells so good. The bread looks fantastic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slice it. It's still warm because the cameraman's begging for a piece. So I'm going to slice it while it's still warm. And I'm going to show you a couple of ways you can serve it. So let's see if it slices. Look at this beauty. Look at that, cameraman. Can you see it?
I surely can.
Look at that bread.
Oh, mamma mia. I love
Right.
the pepperoni.
I'm going to cut you like the end piece, which
Yeah,
is always
see.
tricky to cut. Mmm.
Oh, mamma mia, looking so good.
Perfection. Oh, look at that. Oh.
Oh. Oh. I'm in a heaven.
Look at that piece of bread.
I'm in a heaven.
Oh.
Woo!
Oh my gosh. All right, I'm going to put that aside for the cameraman.
Grazie, grazie.
And then what you can do, besides just eating it like that, well, let me just show you on the cameraman's piece. He can have another. What you can do is you can slice this bread like this into pieces, almost like little breadsticks. And you can cut it all up. And remember earlier I said you can serve it as a meal with a salad, or you can cut them up into little pieces like this. And you can put a little marinara sauce on the platter, and you can serve these as appetizers. So I am going to put the recipe down below in the description box for all of you. And I really hope you'll give this recipe a try. Let me cut another slice for the cameraman so he can taste it while we're on camera.
See.
He likes food. Mmm, nice and warm. Here, cameraman, I'll put it on a dish for you. Here you go. Here you go. Come around. Leave your camera. I want to see what it tastes like. Some of your pepperoni came out.
Grazie.
Mmm.
Grazie.
Look at that. How's it taste?
Oh, magnifico.
The pepperoni's good.
Pepperoni. Scrumptious.
All right, well, so good. So good. If you like what you saw, give this recipe a thumbs up. Like it, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. This is delicious. What do you think?
I think I give it the thumbs up. Perfecto.
The Irishman's trying to talk Italian. Okay, well, thank you everybody for watching. I'll see you soon. Toodles.